Okay, at the end of the street I live on, which is this one, at the end of it on one side is where this park begins. You can see there's a pool over there. There's a little play area. Where I usually walk is there's a path that goes around here and it goes around the pool area. There's a picnic area down there too. And then it comes down here next to the, you can see the edge of the skateboard park. And then over here there's a baseball field, and there's another walk area that goes all the way around that. And then past those trees, see where that car is down there, tennis courts, there's another walkway around there. That's where I usually take those three paths. And I'll have another video in a moment. That play area, this backdrop was not always here with the artworks. I guess eventually those people that lived back there said something to the city because they weren't getting privacy when the kids would walk up there. So they made that like a privacy shade. Anyway, I'll show you some of the pool. Since there aren't kids here, you know, I can take video without anyone thinking I'm a pervert or something. There's a pool. It's a good sized pool, as you can see. And this area, you know, this stuff either sprays or showers, which is kind of neat. You know, that one's obviously a shower, that beanstalk thing. And water comes through the that thing, the I don't know if that's focusing. Yeah, that thing there, water will spray through it, you can run under it. I think water shoots up out of the little ladybug. I think this one might spray. I don't remember what this larger frog-like thing does. I can't remember. I don't see the wall. There's a wall somewhere. Yeah, they removed it. Well, anyway, next, about where that umbrella is, like diagonally in front of it, there used to be a wall, like a climbing wall, and you could climb up it. I don't know, it's probably 15 feet tall. You can climb up it and then just fall down or jump backward off of it and do a flip, but they got rid of that since the last time I noticed, and they got a little basketball backdrop there. You can play basketball, a couple of diving boards. But I always thought these were neat, especially that beanstalk thing with the leaf. I always thought that was really neat. Anyway, I'm about to start on the first path. I hope the glare's not too bad with all these videos I'm making. That's one picnic area. That's the main picnic area. There are little ones, like you see that one over there. It's just concrete bench, but this is the only one that's covered, like for a big event. Over here they have horseshoes. Well, you have to bring your own horseshoes, but you know, you can play it there. They've got it set up to play horseshoes if you want. Okay, now something else they have all along two of the walkways are frisbee golf areas. That's the first one there. This one I've never been able to figure out where you're supposed to throw it, because I don't see the, you know, the post with the chains. Like over here you can see that one. There's nothing like that for this one. I don't know what the deal is, but this one over here, I presume you can see. I'm going to see if I can zoom. Okay, you know, that's where you throw the frisbee, and over here that's where you stand, I guess. The thing I don't get is, I'm going to give you a POV. How the heck are you supposed to get it between, or, well, the tree in the back doesn't matter, but look, you have to throw around this tree. See, I'm standing right on the concrete. You got to somehow throw it and, you know, hit that or get it to go in the basket without hitting this tree here. I've never seen anybody doing it or playing this, but I would like to know how you're supposed to master that. And this is the first one. You know, I don't know, maybe the first one's the hardest one. You're supposed to get it in par 3, it looks like. But I think they have about 9 stations for the whole route. Okay, this is another area to be walking where you can see part of the other path, part of the second walking path. This area over here with the red, I guess it's showing up. That's a little workout area. I'll show you that more close up. That'll be later on, but it's nice they have one of those. You can see they have benches every once in a while. And then there's the skateboard park. Big baseball field there. There's a better view of the skateboard park. I don't know if you care to see it, but those are the variations they have. And those are restrooms right next to it. You remember how earlier there was an area where, I won't point in this direction because somebody's over there, but earlier I showed you how there's one of those concrete slabs for you to throw from for the frisbee golf, but there's no basket. Well, we have the opposite here. Here's a basket, and there is no launch area, launch pad. You know, you can see another basket down there, but there's none. Now over here there's one, but that little launch pad is for that one. I don't know if that's showing up for that one there. But over here, there isn't, that one's just by itself. I don't know where you're supposed to launch from for that one. Again, this is probably not that interesting, but there's a little bridge you can take. See, that's where those bathrooms are, and there's the skateboard park. Anyway, I'll be taking that path next. There's a little squirrel over there. As you can see, that one goes around this baseball field over here on the left, which is different from that baseball field. As you can see, there are a couple of sets of tennis courts back there, some basketball. Anyway, we're heading over here. You can see there's another frisbee golf launch zone. You can't see it now, but over there across on the other side of the baseball field is a little tunnel that has some artwork, which I tried to make a video of a long time ago to show you, but it didn't work on my phone that had hardly any room on it. Okay, you see that blue over there, that little bit of blue? That's where that tunnel is, that I'll show you the artwork of soon. But it leads over to the other side. That tunnel goes underneath where people are driving here, so you can get to the rest of the park, which is on that side, which has another couple of baseball fields. But I just wanted to show you, it's kind of an upper level, so you kind of have to walk up to that once you go through the tunnel. Okay, this is the other side of that baseball field. These are the dugouts for the Aurora Hound Dogs. That's what the mascot of Aurora is. Their animal or character is hound dogs. And that's an abandoned, what do you call it, concession stand. I don't think it's ever been open since I've lived here. Anyway, over here is that tunnel. Has a neat artwork in it. It's not surreal, but it's kind of Alice in Wonderland-y, kind of. A little hippie-ish. There it is. And I'll try to keep this steady, because I don't think there's a stabilizer on my, what's the word? Phone's camera. So I'll just try to move slow. But it's got some neat artwork, a lot of green. It's my favorite color. I think that's something we have in common, is same favorite color. So I like there's a lot of green here. A bit nice big sun. Some of the colors won't show up in the darker parts, obviously, but they even painted the top. See, they got, this is the top I'm shooting now. That's clouds mostly. There is something in the middle that's got a glare on it now, but oh, there it is. Got an eagle. Oh, someone's missing Landon Norris, I guess. We transition into mountains and weather balloons and a big butterfly down there. And over here we've got, looks like the Red Baron's plane with a bunch of streamer-like smoke coming out of it. lighthouse. I like how they put the lighthouse on a little cliff there instead of just hiding all of it behind the, what I guess are bushes. More clouds on the top. Here's that butterfly. And a few more mushrooms. Anyway, that's neat. Someone painted it. And then up there is, see, we're on the other side now. There's one of the baseball fields, places for kids to play. I don't know, I guess this is unfinished. I guess that was supposed to be a full sidewalk up to meet the road, I guess. But they, see this side too, they just didn't never finish it. This is the other set of dugouts on the other side. I always thought it was funny that only one of them has an outhouse, you know. It'd be nice if each team had an outhouse, but only one of them does. Okay, this is another thing that may not interest you. It doesn't have anything to do with the walk really, except it's in the area. I wanted to show you this weird area where it looks like the earth sometime in the past must have puked up this tree when it was very small. Just the way that the asphalt is grown around it is interesting because it's all lumpy. This is next to that tree I just showed you. That's the bowling alley, called the Strike Zone, I think. One of the most boring generic names you could give a bowling alley. And then right over there where there is nothing anymore with that orange stuff in the back, that used to be where you go to vote. And then over here we got the tennis courts, and this is where the final path begins. And you have two different ways. There's a slightly longer path that you can take. You don't have just one path, one length of path like you do with the others. Okay, over here at the tennis courts, where they have the doggy bag receptacle, I guess you call it, somewhere here, it's grown over already, but almost right next to it there, up until a couple of years ago, they probably took it out in 2020. Oh, maybe it was over there. No, I remember it being almost on the corner, but there used to be a dual water fountain here, which I'd never seen before. And it's a normal water fountain, you know, for humans, but it had a dog water fountain built right into the bottom. So you had the water fountain that came up to, I don't know, there, I guess. You know, it was a cement piece, and then down about this far from the ground, there was another little piece built onto it that was like a little small dog bowl made out of concrete and had a drain. And you'd step on something down here with your foot, and it would turn water on for the dog there so they could get a drink. And then excess would go down the drain. I thought that was neat, but they got rid of that. I don't know why they have so many tennis courts here. They have 16 tennis courts, and I think 4 basketball courts. But I always thought it was odd they have 16 tennis courts. I didn't know tennis was that popular. Okay, here comes maybe, possibly the most memorable part of this video. That's it. That is, if I'm able to splice all these together and make it into one video, all these little small ones. This is a play area, and it's just everything here is weird or missing. Now this one, you could probably tell, is just like a teeter-totter, but with these, you know, it doesn't go very far. See, it goes that far, so it's not much of one, but I guess it was made this way to be safer. I don't know. It's just weird. When I was a kid, we never had anything this weird or safe, I guess. Now this thing has got to be missing something. There must have been more to this. You know, see, it looks like some cable or chain maybe must have come from there. I'm guessing it was something that where you'd climb up on here and just swing back and forth on a chain maybe, or maybe something that looked like that, like a pole that had a disc on the bottom you could keep your feet on, but that it was a chain maybe. I don't know if this has always been like this as far as I can remember, but they didn't take it out and they just leave the remains here. So this one I know nothing about. This one you just it's like on a spring. Oh no, it's not this one. This one you get on and it turns. So I don't know if it would hold me. I shouldn't try it holding my phone with one. Yeah, I better not try it since I've got to hold my phone. But you know, you stand on it and spin it. You gotta have good balance on that. Let me check this one. Maybe this is the one that's on a spring. No, I think this one just spins too. Yeah, and it's the top of it needs work. And we've got this weird thing. Almost looks like a surfboard, and it doesn't spin. I don't understand this one either. It's just solid. You know, it's smooth. But let me know if you have any idea what you're supposed to do with this one. All I could think of is that you're supposed to run toward it real quick, run up it the best you can, and then grab onto one of those. You know, you got to be real precise with your fingers, maybe. I don't know. I really don't. I don't understand that one. This one's kind of neat. It's a different way to climb. They have an option on the other side, as you can see, to climb up there, and then you get yourself through there. I'm not sure if there were things here in these yellow things to help you climb all the way across. I don't know. It seems like an area where there must have been swings. You know, there are swings over here, kind of behind it, but I'm guessing there must have been swings here also, or maybe it was a big bench you could swing on, but I don't know what that was. But it seems like there must have been something you could climb across, because what's the point of just having these stairs to just climb back down again? You know, there must have been something up there. I don't really understand these. These seem like they would be for climbing, but you can only get your fingers in them, so another mystery. This is another oddball thing here. You know, it's neat. I guess skateboarders could practice their balance, but this thing does move back and forth this way, kind of. It probably works better with your weight on it, I'm guessing, but as you can see, it slides across, so that's an interesting thing. I've never gotten up on it, but your weight must make it move easier, and I presume you just walk across it, you know, like shimmy or zigzag back and forth. Another climbing thing here. If you want to see the angle of that, I'll go around and show you. I don't know if it showed up before. There you go. And you can already see there's a slide, but big surprise, it's like an inverted slide. It's like for you to straddle instead of, you don't put your legs together like you do in most slides. You ride on top of it as a straddle all the way down, which seems nice and dangerous, potentially dangerous. Okay, and then, you know, typical swing set, nothing new there. Bathrooms, another concession stand. I don't think that one's on operation either. But that one, as you can see, has a counter. And there's the sign, which I guess is a dedication. I don't know if he had something to do with that. Another baseball field. Something I don't remember from when I was a kid and was, you know, in baseball and minor league is, I don't remember if the dugouts, if our dugouts were made of brick or wood. It seems like in California they were made of wood, but I don't know. But regardless, I don't remember ever seeing dugouts made of brick when I was on minor league in Barstow. And if I did, I don't remember if they put cinder blocks face that way on the top for ventilation. That's a good idea, but I don't remember if I've ever seen that before. It's another frisbee golf station. A little bit, we'll be coming up to the little workout area. Okay, this is that baseball field. I was just walking by. This corner has always been open. I thought that was odd. Thought it might be worth mentioning or showing you. But see, it's got a nice wide area there. I figure it must be for special events, so they can get maybe a vehicle or two into here for whatever reason, but that's odd to me. What I'm showing you now is something that's pretty common in Missouri, or in Aurora anyway, that I've noticed, is whoever built all these trees, I guess they didn't build them low enough. This roots above the ground, or a lot of noticeable roots like this, is pretty common around here. And not just in places like parks, in people's front yards too. See, there's a good one. They're all under the ground there. Anyway, here's a little workout calisthenics area, if you care to see it. It's the only one there is in all of these 3 walkways or walk paths. There's the sign showing what you can do there. And there's like for the abdominal leg lifts or whatever they're called, or dips, you can do dips. So it's a dip station and leg lift station. And then if you just want to hang or do some pull-ups, I've tried hanging from this. I can't do pull-ups. I tried to back in 2022 and I hurt myself. I hurt my shoulder. Did something to it where it really, there's still stuff going on, but hanging's supposed to be pretty safe. And I've tried to, and it has this nice grippiness on it. I don't know if that shows up in the video or if it's focusing, but there's a nice grippiness, but I still can't hold on very long. But when I come by here, except for today, you know, I'll hang as long as I can just to try to stretch things. I don't try to pull up, but just hang there, because just that's supposed to be good for you. And then if you care to know, there's an offshoot off of this path that goes way back there, and that just goes to another street back there. And there's a school bus going. There is a school somewhere back there. I've never seen it. I don't know the story on it, but I always see school buses coming from there. And then I don't think it's going to show up. Well, I'll wait till I get closer. This isn't what I was referring to, but I'm presuming this is a sewer access hole. If that's what it is. Let me see if it said something on it. I've never looked at it real close when I walk by, but it looks like a sewer access hole. But I've never seen one above ground instead of right level with the ground on a little pedestal like that. Okay, and it's not showing up, but yeah, I really doubt it will show up. I think this is the kind of thing you can only see with your own eyes. I'll try to zoom, but and I'm getting glare, so I can't tell if it's showing up, but you have to take my word for it. From this set of lights, this pole set of lights, they got a rope or a couple of ropes or twine, thick twine going from it over to the highest, almost the highest parts of this tree. I doubt it'll show up. I don't know what that's for, but it's the only one that has that. Again, I just can't tell because the glare reflection I'm getting, but yeah, that's really strange. And then the rest of the path is just me heading back to where I started. Well, kind of where I started. You can see there's a scoreboard there. And I guess that's all to show you, but I just thought I'd show you some, for lack of a better word, more interesting parts of where I usually walk. Or the odd stuff, like over there where the children's playground is. Well, the one that's down there on that level, not the one near the swimming pool. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I really hope that it was not too jittery. Here's a sort of bonus, not that you can see it, just be me telling you about it, but this is the front of the pool, or the side, I guess you'd say, of the pool. And for special events or just like hooray for summer type messages, you know, things like that, they'll make a sign out of all the little holes in this fence. They'll get styrofoam cups, you know, put them in each hole and arrange them so that they, you know, say things, make letters and numbers and stuff. You know, I can't even see what this is filming. There's so much glare today. There's another view of the pool, anyway. Oh, there's the wall. It must have been blocked before. That's the wall I was telling you about. They can climb up. You can see it's kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but it's, you know, it's kind of curved this way to kind of help them as they climb up. Yeah, you just climb to the top and then just fall if you want, or kind of jump off of it backward.